Hey fellow treasure hunters, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ascendancy, Episode 15, Shunt Hunt. I'm going to have to spend a minute poring over some data before really making any decisions. So one way to do this is to go unclaimed worlds. So here is a list of the unclaimed worlds sorted by their hazard rating, which isn't exactly a full picture. So there's the world I just came from, the arid world, has a really low hazard rating, so it'd be really cheap to... Oh, because it has mild and hot climate? I don't think those two things mean what they think it means, but it's habitable mild climate. Got it. And that is in a system with another Terran world, so there's no, like, mining or anything like that. So I think these worlds would be maybe, like, okay colony targets, but not on their own. You wouldn't want that to be your HQ. So, to back up a little bit so that you guys can make an informed decision, because I'm likely gonna let you vote on this. What you're really looking for in terms of self-reliance when it comes to colony is you need at least one breadbasket world, because without that, you're not gonna have food and supplies. And without food and supplies, if you rely on trade for food and supplies, it's very easy to cut you off, right? Like if anyone ever does a embargo or a siege or anything, you starve, you die, everything becomes decivilized. It's really, really bad. So you need to be able to feed yourself, right? No empire can be an empire without being able to grow their own food. And then the other really important thing is you want a world that is functional for military. So let's actually, before I do anything else, let's go over to the gantries and take a look at all the colony items that I have on my in storage, so that rather than having you envision what I'm talking about, you can actually just see for yourself. So let's go ahead and get to the closest gate, which might be Hadriel if we jump from Karakum. So let's go to Karakum and then slingshot ourselves over. So I don't have all of the colony items acquired. There's a bunch of colony items that I'm still missing, like I keep referencing soil nanites, which boosts farming output, but it requires that there is no transplutonic ores on the planet. And then there's some others that I'm missing, but at least we'll give you a picture of the options involved. I am very low on supplies. I might want to resupply up at core before I go anywhere else, because otherwise things are going to break down real fast. And I'm resupplying off of a system that is being besieged by remnants. So that's going to end well, right? Oh yeah, you can see the... those are neutrals, but, you know, they're obviously patrolling their own system, ready for the remnants coming in. Yeah, this is a battleground. Some white market supplies. I know. Weird, right? Oh, how did I get this much heavy machinery? Oh my god. Alright. So now we'll go check out the colony items that I have, so that you can see for yourself, so you don't have to just imagine what I'm talking about. Because a lot of the colony items have very specific requirements to meet in order to be usable, and if you don't meet those requirements, there's no benefit. I kind of feel bad for TriTac, because I basically, like, had them pay my bills And I didn't really... I did destroy one LUD base, but, like, I didn't really do much for them. I could remain commissioned with them, but the problem is the ire that I would face from the rest of the galaxy would be probably unwelcomed. They got bamboozled. Well, the thing is, when you commission with them, they do mention that you can, like, leave whenever you want. And, so it's a pretty sweet deal for us. So they acknowledged it was a sweet deal for us, and were fine with us kind of abusing them in that way, I suppose. I'll take it. They get a powerful fleet, and they don't have to pay the fuel and supply bill, so it's kind of nice for them as well. It was a job, don't be loyal to a corporation. True. I mean, it is a corporation. It's TriTac Corp. So now that I'm back, you can actually see what I'm talking about. So these are the colony items that I'm referring to. So a nanoforge can be installed into heavy industry or orbital works, but on habitable worlds, it causes pollution which becomes permanent. So any world can house orbital works or heavy industry, but habitable ones are bad choices because they become polluted as a result. Wait, oh, I moved that backwards? Yes, that I did. Alright, so here's the others. So we've got the orbital fusion lamp. So the orbital fusion lamp can be installed on any planet, and it just increases the heat of that planet by 1, despite its description. So on cold or extreme cold, I think it neutralizes it, but on, like, normal worlds, it will heat it up 1. And it also gets rid of the poor light and darkness and increases the heat on non-cold worlds, but it requires a lot of volatiles to fire off. So this is really nice if, like, you have to have a hot world become an extreme heat world for a cryarithmetic engine or something. Also, probably going to want to give this to Kanta as a gift anyway, so it's not something I'm necessarily going to use unless it's, you know, a have to. The Hypershunt tab gets installed on a coronal Hypershunt, and I don't know where any of the coronal Hypershunts are. But what it would do is the maximum number of industries for all the colonies within 10 light years would go up by 1. So all the worlds colonized around a tapped Hypershunt would have 1 extra industry, which is super nice. But it's only super nice if there's, like, nice solar systems around it. There would maybe be an argument to seek out the possible Hypershunts. And I can pull for that if you want me to consider it. But it's not, I would say, a game breaker. A nice solar system is going to be better than a bad solar system with a shunt nearby. Then you have corrupted and pristine nanoforges. They have the same benefit. It's just increasing production by, you know, 1 or 3, but both cause pollution. Then you have the synchrotron core. The synchrotron core increases fuel production by 3 units, but it can only be installed on, it requires no atmosphere for fuel production. Then you have the autonomous mantle bore. It cannot be installed on gas giants, and it can't be installed on habitable planets, but increases the ore, transplutonic ore, and organic production by 3. It really ramps up mining. You've got the plasma dynamos, which increase the volatiles production for gas giants only. So the synchrotron cores are for barren planets that have, like, volatiles. Or no, I mean, that's for fuel production. So that would be for processing volatiles into fuel, but it can't be installed on atmosphere worlds. Then, this is probably one of the more important ones, the cryarithmetic engine. So the cryarithmetic engine increases the size of the fleets launched by a colony by 25% for hot worlds and 100% for extreme heat worlds. And this is installed on Patrol HQ, military base, or high commands. So this is heavily going to influence your defense of your solar system if you can install that on an extreme heat world. So ideally what you're looking for a solar system is one that you can, one planet that you can farm on, one planet that you can mine for volatiles, usually a gas giant, because that's what a plasma dynamo is good for, and then one planet that you can set up a pristine nanoforge and a cryarithmetic engine. Your pristine nanoforge and cryarithmetic engines can be separate planets if you want. They don't need to be the same planet, but you do want both. The nanoforge and the cryarithmetic engine are the two things that most determine the fleet strength for your pickets and defense fleets and all that stuff. So you need good worlds for both of those. And then you've got other colony items, because I haven't collected them all. Combat drone replicators really help when you're getting assaulted for colony ground defenses, but it's not a big deal. Then you have the Dealmaker Holosuite, which is really good for increasing the colony's income. So if you have a world that is doing a lot of like mining or farming or something, this is good to set up on so that world can become profitable. And let me look up the remaining Starsector colony items that I don't have, because they may become relevant if I can find them. Let me try to get a list online. So you've got the Biofactory Embryo, which is for light industry. Light industry is turning organics into so that I don't believe has any requirement. The planet must be habitable, but that's it. So usually you install those on it produces luxury and domestic goods, but also it can produce drugs on a free port world. I don't have one, but that would be nice to find if I could find it. The catalytic cores, which I don't have either, is a requirement of no atmosphere, which increases the transplutonic metal production for refining. Fullerene spools, surprisingly enough, did I really never find a fullerene spool? Increases the accessibility of a planet by 30%, allowing your planet to have like increased trade and immigration and all that, but it can't be installed on ice giants, gas giants, no extreme weather, no extreme tectonic activity. So fullerene spools can only be installed essentially on like pleasant planets. You can think of it that way. And then the last one that I haven't found is soil nanites, which increases farming output, but cannot be installed if there is transplutonic ore or volatiles on the planet. So those are the colony items to consider. So one quick question. Should I quickly search for the Hypershunts? If yes, I would go with like a super fast ship to just like hop around looking for the Hypershunts really fast to try to mark them down. I do have 2 tabs. If no, I would then consider the colony targets. And what I'm going to do right now, while you vote on that, is just to look at some of the other colony, potential colony planets. Because I was in the process of that. So we have the Beta Khufu, which is just like 2 farming worlds, but really nothing else. This is a really low hazard farming world, but it doesn't really have a lot of other things here. This is a frozen world, so it's not going to be a good military world. This is a world by itself, so that would be a terrible candidate. And it also, despite having farmland, it has rare ore, so you wouldn't be able to soil nanite there either. New Labrador. This is an ice world, so this would be a bad candidate as well, for the same reason that it also has rare ore. Eros is by itself and has rare ore, so not good either. Another world by itself. Basically, planets by itself are just not going to be considered because they can't really protect themselves. Here is one that I didn't know about, which looks actually okay at a glance. So this planet here is extreme heat, no atmosphere. And this planet is farmable. So I might want to go... Oh, that's literally where I am right now. Wait, what? No, it isn't. This is... Where is this? Show on the map. No. So on the other map. Oh, I misclicked. Right, let's get back there. Nope, that wasn't it. It's this one. Okay, so it's actually pretty close to the... it's not that close to core. So core's here, it's here. I might want to scope out the rest of these planets. It doesn't have a gas giant, true. I don't think it's as good as Amon or Marax, because of the lack of the gas giant, but with that said, it might have a abundant volatiles planet. I mean, I think really, really unlikely, but it, it could happen. Yeah, okay. Going down the list. No gas giant here. It also has a neutron star, which would be super annoying. So I don't really want to get blasted with neutron star. Then there's Amon. This is the Morgoth. So this is the Amon system. So the Amon system has, an extreme heat world, mining worlds. It has... So this would be a really good mining world. This would be an amazing military world because it's like not super hazardous and extreme heat. And gas giants with some volatiles, not a lot. So it wouldn't be a good gas planet. Yep. Okay. Down the list. Siren. Siren would not be a bad choice either. It has volatiles, it has a farm world. The farm world wouldn't be able to use soil nanites, but it's not a terrible world. And then it has a extreme heat world with no atmosphere. So there'd be less mining opportunities here. Where is it? But it's really, really far away from core. It's about as far away from core as one can get. So that would be one of those disadvantages. One of the advantages, I will say, however, it being really far away from core, is invasion fleets and attack fleets and things like that would take ages to get to you. So there's this planet here. It's farmable, but it does have extreme weather, so it would never benefit from a fullerene spool. It's possible the gas giant has volatiles. I don't really know, but it's also not very habitable because it's toxic with extreme heat. It does have one other planet with extreme heat, no atmosphere. So that means this would be a good military world. So this is like an okay colony target. And it's actually right next door. It's right next door to where we are right now. But I would say right now as it stands, I don't know if you guys agree, but as far as I could tell, really the choice is between Amon and Marax. I don't see a point to go anywhere else. I could also sort by class, so I'll do that real quick. So that's a pretty crummy... I mean, it has amazingly rich ore, but it's like a terrible farm world. And the other two worlds there are... this one would be okay military, but there's no gas there. Sladen. It's a toxic... Oh, I thought that was a gas giant. It's a toxic world. And it kind of sucks. And this one wouldn't really have farmland. I already looked at that, because it has the frozen world. Yeah, so I really, it's between those two. What about a Terran planet? Well, that's exactly what Amon has. Amon is a Terran planet world. So, just to show you my favorite two so far, just as a reminder, is here's the systems. So this is Amon's system. So Amon's system is it's a small world, but it's a Terran world, low hazard rating, very farmable, very agreeable, with a gas giant with some diffuse volatiles and with hot worlds that would be good for military and mining. And then the other one, it would be Marax, which is down here. Nope. I'm about to remember where's core. I know in relation to core. So here's grid. Okay, so Marax is here. So here's Marax. So Marax has 2 tundra worlds. Both farmable, both decivilized, a little bit higher hazard rating. And then with gas giants that have more gases, and a good military world with no atmosphere, hot. But low gravity, which would be good for accessibility, and some other good mining worlds. Looks to me like you guys want me to do like a real quick Hypershunt search. So that's what I'm going to do. Do a rapid fire Hypershunt search. All right, what ship do I want to do that in? I'm just going to take the fuel ship and do it in that. Can I add solar shielding to this? I can, just not here. All right, dropping everything off. I probably need more supplies than this. But I'm gonna need a real dock to change this. Actually, you know what? I will just take one of the other ships, and that should do. Okay. Yeah. I'd like to assume that I have searched all of the blue giants for the systems that I've been to, but I don't know that to be a fact. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll start west, because I really don't have a lot of information about the western part of this galaxy, and poke around there, because I think more than likely, if there's hypershunts, it would be out that way. So I'm going to refit my fleet a little bit for surveying equipment, and then just like pop around real quick. Although I did bring a lot, 330 crew. It's some crew. Oops. Yeah, Marax and Amon are both very solid. Marax might... Amon would be cheaper for Morgoth, its primary world, because its primary world has a lower hazard rating, so it would be lower upfront cost. Marax has more fuel opportunities, which would probably piss off Cinder and Dictat, because it would be rivaling... Oh, Jesus. I'm just going to use story point here. One of the disadvantages of going to microfleet is you're going to get jumped. But once we're out of the core, that won't be much of a problem. Alright, let's refit. So forget efficiency overhaul. I'm going to go with solar shielding, because we're going to be going quickly. Solar shielding and survey equipment. Oh, I already have 2 logistic. Yeah, let's ditch that and go survey equipment. And then you... solar shielding and survey equipment. All right, we're a little over our fuel cap, so I'll sell some. That's probably more than enough supplies. Alright, let's do this. So I'm not going to spend tons of time on this. Mostly just because the chance of finding a nice solar system that is within 10 light years of a shunt is, you know, lowish, I guess. But at least I'll make an effort to try to map out where the shunts are. Because if we could supply them for the added industry, it would be nice. And then just as a reminder, the Hypershunt taps, the coronal Hypershunts can only be around, so there's 2 in the galaxy. And they're around blue supergiants, red supergiants, trinary systems. With at least 2 different colored stars. So not like a bunch of trinary red dwarfs. So I think those are the requirements. And the reason I took the solar shielding is because we're looking for the shunts. I'm just going to be jumping in on the corona of the stars. So taking the solar shielding that I have here, which protects us mostly from... No, that's not solar shielding. Mostly from the corona damage will limit the amount of damage that we do to our ships when we just, like, burning into the ship. I saw pings up here. They're gone now, so it might have been a fleet. Yeah, it was a fleet. Okay, so there's nothing here. We're down here, and I'm just going to be going only to the red giants. And blue giants and trinaries. And maybe I'll spend, like, I don't know, half an hour on this before pulling the plug. If we can't find it, we can't find it. But it's pretty quick, though. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time to just drop in on a star, hit the sensor burst, see if there's a ping, and move on to the next one. Because that's all it's really going to take. The shunts would be pinged if you're this close to the star. So it makes that quick. So next up would be this blue giant, Alpha Lacta. So what do you guys think, chat? Do you think I'm going to find it? Oh, hey, look at that! We are, I'm at peace with a bunch of people. The Galactic Federation and Tritac just formed peace, so I'm at peace with Hedge and Lud Church. It's also possible that we find another good colony system out of this search. So when I'm here, I can always... I'm not looking for ruins or anything like that. This isn't like a salvaging mission. But if I do find a solar system that has a lot of really good colony candidates, you know, I'll hang out and check it out. There's only so many stars, that's true. And I'm doing this the, like, very quick and very dirty way, so that I don't have to spend a lot of time on it. This is a binary system, so it wouldn't be there. Cadiz and Australia. I feel like I went there, but, like, I guess what we're doing here is we're starting... I started here at Big Ping, and we'll just work clockwise, sort of. The other thing is, like, I really wouldn't want one of these to be... Like, if there was a tap close to core, I probably wouldn't tap it anyway. Right? Like, I don't want them to benefit from the tap. Because they have a lot more planets than I would. So, if there was one here, I wouldn't even bother. No, there isn't. But, even if there was. Ooh, look at that monthly income now. That was another reason to do this, is, paring down my fleets, I now am making a decent monthly income. And I'm doing absolutely nothing to benefit Tritac 2, so free money. All right, those are done. Let's go to Komarov next. Oops. Oh, that's a red dwarf. Wrong system. Hey, JD, thank you for resub. Very, very close to that big 60. I know, man. I appreciate it. I'll drink to that. There is a reason for me to stop here for a second, though. There's a arid world that might be a good colony candidate, because there's a lot of planets in this system. So I'm going to poke over there and figure out if it's worth it. The easiest way to do that, of course, is like look for the bread baskets because they're few and far between, and then if there's a good bread basket, then analyze the rest of the planets in the system. There's no point looking for a good like mining planet initially, right? Oh, right, I don't have heavy machinery. Well, that was oversight. I guess I won't be doing that right now. Yep. Oopsie poopsie. Oh, that slip surge is not even going in the right direction. Oh boy. Alright, we'll just use the slipstream. There was some pings here, which could be. No, thank you. Look for gates in this system? Or in this region? Yeah, I haven't found any gates. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh, survey ship. Guarded, I'm sure? Yeah, oh yeah. So there's one other ping here, and then we'll jump out. These are the kind of systems that might even have 14th Legion or 14th equipment, because there's a lot of domain era stuff in it. Okay, let's go to Zener Nebula. Try our luck this way. Nothing here. This is a binary. This is a binary giant. This is a giant. So I'll go up to New Azov Nebula. And then over to Fermi. Pretty good launch. We're doing good on supplies, good on fuel. Might not be able to fight anything with a fleet this tiny, but I also don't have to refuel or resupply, which is like its own benefit. So there's a gate here. There is a water world. I generally don't consider water worlds to be good, like, initial call. I mean, they have low hazard ratings, but they just don't. They don't keep you fed in the same way. I'll check it out, though. I won't be able to survey it because I don't have heavy machinery, but at least I can take a peek. Oh, it's tiny. And then, you know, a gate up in this neck of the woods is also really nice. Oh, I actually might even get heavy machinery off the salvage here if I get lucky. Or not. Next candidate. Oh, I gotta jump in this slip surge early, because otherwise we're gonna get launched too far. Nope. Oh god, that was bad. Very much in the opposite direction. Overshot. Gotta worry about pirates up this way too, because I'm sure they'd like to mush me up. Nothing here. None of these worlds look colonizable. Let's jump out. Wow. Persean League and Tritac. Really, really good terms now. Well, we're making good progress. I would say that was like maybe... Oh, jeez, don't even use that. Maybe like a quarter of the galaxy for the giant surveys. And that didn't take very long. Oh, it's here. Here's one. In Ming Daddy. So we have one of two known. Cool. So one's in Ming Daddy. I definitely... So within 10 light years of here would be the Kosambi, Brigador, one planet of the Triano, 2 planets of Moily. So I could survey around here. I think what I'm going to do is just look for breadbasket worlds around here while I'm here. I don't have surveying equipment, per se, but all I'm looking for is worlds that could be farmed on. I don't really need to do more than that. So just popping in, seeing if it has a breadbasket. If it doesn't, that's all the information I need, right? Are we going to try to find the other? Oh, that will be up to you. It's also up to whether or not I find, like, a really nice colonizing candidate in this quick search or not. Because if I find something amazing within 10 light years of Ming Daddy, then that might clinch the result of this this here survey. Okay. Yeah, this barren desert world sucks. A lot of probes everywhere, though. Neutron star, so yeah, this is not going to have anything. Maybe a research station. We could limit it by... So are you asking about limiting the search based upon the, like, habitable star class? Is that your question? Just so that I understand it correctly? Of, like, only going to yellow stars, for instance? I think because it's so quick to just pop into a system and pop out, I don't really need to limit it like that. I don't think it's all that necessary. And I might also find gates near Ming Daddy this way as well. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ascendancy, which originally streamed live on Twitch, July 11th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains.